Live from clickorlando.com and WKMG, we're getting results in your neighborhood. Now it's 6:30.
Good evening. This is News 6 at 6:30, getting results. Thanks for joining us here live on News 6 Plus. I'm Lisa Bell in for Ginger Gadsden.
Glad you're with us tonight. I'm Matt Austin. Let's get right to your 7-day forecast. Jonathan.
Yeah, guys, it is a lot of warmth involved over the next 7 days, and finally some rain chances as well. Although if you do have plans on Sunday, you're going to want to watch the updated forecast closely over the next few days. Tomorrow we're back to the low 80s, a very comfortable afternoon again, mid 80s on Saturday. Rain chances start to go up a smidge. A few scattered showers try to sneak in out ahead of our next system that does put our rain chances the highest they've been in quite some time. 60% shot for showers and thunderstorms. We're going to have more on the timeline of those storms and those rain chances coming up in about 15 minutes. High temperatures back to the mid 80s. Look at this. Then we crank up the thermostat. By Monday, we're pushing 90, and we really keep that rolling right on through the work week. Rain chances gradually come back down again. 30% shot on Monday. I think most of us are dry on Monday. Slightly higher again. So 20% shot anyway for a few showers again on Tuesday. That's a cold front. That front itself really dissipates again. You just see a whole lot of warmth. No doubt going to be the hottest week of 2025 so far. We're going to talk much more about that, guys, coming up in about 15 minutes.
All right, Jonathan, thank you. Well, you never know what kind of pipes are below your property that could affect you. One viewer emailed News 6 asking for help after a burst pipe caused dirty sewage water to spew into his house.
But he couldn't get the company that caused the problem to come out and fix it. So he sent News 6's Laverne McGee to his house in East Orlando to get results.
Come on in.
This morning, Damian Stick showed us water and sewage damage all through his Waterford Lakes home.
That was the shower I was in when it began. Poop water up through here, up from that drain, and out from under the toilet when I realized I have a serious problem.
Sewage water everywhere.
Oh yeah, onto the carpet, on the baseboards, on the surface here. And like I said, it was brown water, disgusting water.
He told me he was taking a shower Tuesday night when that dirty water started spewing everywhere, even in the sinks and bathtubs in the other rooms. He called a plumbing company and they began drying things up. They cut this hole in his driveway and they discovered the problem. A Comcast cable tube had damaged the Orange County sewage line. Damien called Comcast, telling them,
we have no water, we have sewage everywhere. Please get out here. This time they promised us a team, because first they said they were going to send a technician. I said, a single technician's going to do nothing here. You need a truck, a backhoe, a forklift. You have a serious issue here. They promised a team would be here within 2 hours. When I repeated that back to them, they said, okay, by 9 o'clock at the latest, 9 p.m. 9 p.m., still no Comcast.
That's when Damien emailed us using the Click Orlando results desk. And I got to work. First thing we did was reach out to Comcast. We explained the problem, and they said they would check into it.
There's the commissioner, so let me just take that.
Next, I got Orange County District 4 Commissioner Maribel Gomez Cordero on the phone.
Hi, Commissioner. Any news? Do you know what time they'll be here? Can you text me their number so I can let them know I'm here? So Orange County Public Works is on the way. Thank you, Commissioner.
They arrived 20 minutes later and checked out the situation to file a report.
So just after 1:30, the truck rolled in with all of this equipment and they started to get to work.
It won't all get fixed and repaired today, but the process has started.
That is the best news I've had in 2 days. I can't possibly thank you enough. I absolutely could not have done this without you. I really appreciate this.
Thank you. We're just trying to get results for people.
And you certainly did.
And later this afternoon, we got this email from Comcast saying that they were also thanking us for getting results, and they admitted it was their contractor that caused the problem, and they were working with the homeowner to get it repaired.
Laverne McGee, Getting Results, News 6.
The health implications of sewage water inside a house.
And if you don't resolve it quickly, it just leads to more and more damage. So glad they got it fixed.
Well, if you've ever worried about who's living next door to you, this story would probably be your worst nightmare. Piles of trash, other sketchy activity going on for years after neighbors say squatters moved in.
The law says to kick them out, and authorities need permission from the homeowner. But in this case, the homeowner is deceased. News 6's James Sparvero takes us to Seneca Drive in Melbourne, where the whole situation has become a giant mess.
I just pulled on Seneca, and at any moment, I'm going to come across the house with all this trash. I can tell you it's just as bad as it looks. And one of those neighbors who has to look at that every day, this is Mr. Dewey Shattuck. Dewey, what's it like when you look across the street and all that trash keeps piling up? It looks like it's almost piling onto your street.
Yeah, It's fairly annoying, disgusting, and there's a lot of debris in the debris that's probably illegal. A lot of drugs and needles and stuff like that.
So I guess you think the more attention, the better to maybe finally get some results?
We're at our end. We don't know what more to do. We've been to the sheriff's office and they've got their hands tied because there's nobody that's a property owner that's there.
The property owner died, right?
Right. The code enforcement, they've already put a judgment against it, going on for like 2.5 years or so.
Have you seen people arrested at that house?
Oh, so arrested at the house, arrested at, I don't know, an encampment, I guess you'd call it, out in the back there somewhere. And they all come out, they use the street, and they're trying to get into this other property down the street. It's just annoying as hell.
I've seen some of them too, and I've only been here for a few minutes. It seems like they're not shy. They're not hiding from you.
Oh, no, they don't care. They got a sign up there that says F you, you know. They don't care about us.
I asked Dewey if he thinks the squatters would be hostile towards me if I wanted to ask them some questions. He told me that some of them carry knives. So I think the safest way to do this will be to stay in the car. Excuse me, I'm James from Channel 6. I'm doing a story about the neighbors' concerns, about people staying here. Are you one of the people staying here? Is there anything you'd like to say?
No.
You aren't staying here?
No, I'm not staying here.
I've also been talking to the county today. I'm asking them if they're working with the sheriff's office to finally find solutions for neighbors. When I get an update on that, I'll add it to this story on clickorlando.com. In Melbourne, Brevard County, I'm James Sparvero, Getting Results News 6.
Now to a bill that would expand cursive writing courses in public schools across Florida. It's made its way through the House, and while it's taught in curriculum, how many people really know how to write cursive these days? Do you? We sent News 6's Jarrell Baker out in the community to find out.
Is cursive writing still necessary? We're out here in Cocoa Beach asking people that question, but also giving them a cursive writing test. I'm gonna ask you to spell these words: newsroom, journalist, xylophone. You up for the challenge?
Yeah.
All right. And so,
Oh no.
Uh-oh. You got to keep going.
Xylophone. Okay.
Sorry, I'm making more of this. As good as it gets. When it comes to cursive writing, do you think it's kind of important to still teach in class? Do you think it's still necessary?
I think it's very necessary. I think that the kids need to learn it and need to know how to read it.
I learned cursive 3rd through 5th grade, and I still use it now, and I think it just looks better and on checks and things like that.
In a world glued to screens, cursive just isn't handwriting. It's a master key to our past, a rocket boost for sharp minds, and a ticket to adult independence.
Bill 921 passed its 3rd reading in the House Wednesday. It will require all public schools to provide cursive writing instruction to students in 2nd grade all the way to 5th grade.
You don't have to necessarily have to use that R.
I stopped by Lighthouse Paper Company in Melbourne, where they held over 20 cursive writing workshops last year for local private schools and home schools.
Cursive writing, it's working their hand, eye coordination, it helps them to concentrate, it teaches them that self-discipline.
Owners say they're starting to see more interest in their workshop, and they're hoping to expand to public schools. They believe that it's better to start developing the skill early.
The older you get, we all know that it's really hard to retain and build some of the skill. They are young, they're like sponge, they will just soak that in and it will excite them actually, something new and different.
The bill also requires students to show proficiency in cursive reading and writing by the end of 5th grade. A similar version of the bill is working its way through the state Senate. In Brevard County, Jarrell Baker, Getting Results, News 6.
Here's what's interesting. If you never learn how to write cursive, what's your signature look like? You just chicken scratch?
I don't know. I mean, I do know how to write cursive, but I print my name, even in my signature. Isn't that crazy?
You do?
Yes, so we were tasked with writing a few words in cursive today.
They gave us that same test.
Yeah, if we knew how to write in cursive, and it was also a spelling test. So here's what we came up with.
Okay,
we'll let the viewers decide. We did, yes. Do we want to, we'll hold it up. Oh, there you go.
All right, so we got
there's
newsroom.
Example A.
I remember that. Here's where I jacked up, though. This is...
yeah, I don't know what that is.
That's
like
supposed
a T
to be a
or
J
something.
for journalist. Xylophone, spelled appropriately.
Yeah, that looks all right.
As a journalist, handwriting might be terrible, but I do know how to spell
That's good.
well. Okay.
Now here's how it should look. This is the example of how to write cursive correctly.
Were you a teacher's pet in school?
Really?
I wouldn't have guessed, but by your handwriting, you kind of look like it.
No, but that was a fun little thing. You know, I don't know. Our schools and our teachers have so many challenges, so many things on their plate today. Does cursive need to be one of them?
Hey, I mean, if the bill passes, they might just undo it in a couple of years like they did school start time.
There you go.
Don't worry about it either way.
Well, it is Central Florida's #1 news website, clickorlando.com. Let's see what's trending today. Florida lawmakers will consider lowering the state's sales tax. It's just one of many ways that Tallahassee has discussed reducing tax burdens for Floridians. Florida House Speaker Daniel Perez says he will ask the Ways and Means Committee next week to produce a committee bill that would lower the state's sales tax by 0.75%.
So right now, the state sales tax is at 6%, so the figure would drop to 5.25. According to Perez, it would amount to about nearly $5 billion per year for Florida residents to save. News 6 spoke to shoppers at a grocery store about the proposal. Most of them like the idea. If you ask people if they want to pay less taxes,
yes,
100 times out of 100,
yes,
they're going to say, yes, please.
Well, here's some other trending stories right now at clickorlando.com. Starting on April 22nd, the Central Florida Expressway will no longer accept cash payments overnight between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. So you will soon need to pay by plate or use a transponder on the expressway, at least for nighttime travel.
And Express Passes are now on sale for Universal's Epic Universe. Opening May 22nd, fans can get a head start on buying those special tickets to reduce wait times. Well, a couple will always remember life and death is as simple as calling 911.
Yeah, her husband was gone for 45 minutes, but it was the 6 minutes of CPR that allowed him to stay alive. Thankful to be together, they were able to reunite with the woman who stayed on the line to make it all happen.
Plus, a real-world experience without the risks. The Orange County Library's driving simulator getting results, giving confidence to young drivers. You're watching News 6 at 6:30 live on News 6 Plus. We're getting results in Lockhart, Palm Bay, and all of Central Florida. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Your Thursday evening traffic alert. Listen, no major weather coming through, so no reason to delay this stuff. Make sure you're paying attention along the Florida Turnpike overnight. Left lane closures in both the north and southbound directions. And we will also see those same closures, lane closures on a different road, 417 up in Seminole County. Nothing will be shut down overnight, but there will be a lot of construction. I'm Trooper Steve with your News 6 traffic alert. Drive safely, and I'll catch you in the morning.
Learning how to drive can be a difficult task. You'll need a lot of experience, right? I'm News 6 anchor and insider guide Crystal Moyer. And parents, if you're not quite comfortable letting the kids get behind the wheel of your car, there are ways they can get that real-world experience without the risks.
I'm learning how to drive because I want to get my license as soon as possible.
At 14 years old, Devin Johnson is already getting experience behind the wheel.
You nervous?
Do I look nervous? Yeah, she's growing up pretty fast.
Dad Derek Johnson has been bringing his daughter to the Melrose Center in the downtown Orlando library to get some reps in on their driving simulator.
I wanted to kind of ease her into it in a kind of cool, stress-free way without the risk.
This simulator is as close as it gets to the real thing, with all the features you'll find in your car, like the seat belt, rear view and side mirrors, speedometer, and the brake and accelerator pedals. The program also has traffic built in, as well as unique scenarios drivers may encounter.
There are various weather settings ranging from rain to snow to extreme fog that can allow you to just see the various differences.
Devin plans to continue her driving lessons with the simulator and encourages others to use this resource.
I like how the visuals are very realistic, and I like how it gives me tips on the road so I don't mess up.
For Dad,
now look at your review.
This gives him some peace of mind that Devin will be better prepared to drive once she gets her permit.
The aggressiveness of the traffic, it can tend to be scary sometimes. So I just want her to have enough confidence.
The simulator is free with an Orange County Library System card. You just have to complete a free orientation class. In Orlando, Crystal Moyer, Getting Results, News 6.
Very interesting.
I'll tell you what,
yes.
it would feel a lot safer than
if you had some
teaching
practice,
my kids.
Yes.
That was a scary, scary time teaching those kids how to drive. All right, here's a live look over Daytona Beach. Look at that. Waves are crashing. Not too many people out there on this Thursday. A little surprising because it's a nice warm day. Meteorologist Jonathan Kagas joins us now. Folks looking to focus on, so, we're starting to turn toward those weekend activities.
Oh, yeah.
What's the best day, Saturday?
Saturday, no doubt about it, yeah. Heavy rain potential comes in on Sunday. We could use the rain, maybe one on a different day. I know not everybody has the weekend off, but certainly most people do. And if you do have outdoor plans, Saturday is no doubt the better of the 2 days to get outside. Right now we are nice and quiet. It is comfy, and it is very clear. Here's the live look outside in downtown Orlando with our Light Orlando delivering Hope Skycam. Just a few clouds in the background. Otherwise, it is a very nice evening. The air is very, very dry. That's one thing that we've been concerned with over the past couple of weeks as we get deeper into wildfire season. We're back to the lower 80s and mainly clear sky. That breeze off out of the east at about 15 miles an hour. That easterly breeze keeping us on the cool side right along the coast, especially for us in Flagler County, closer to I-95. Look at this. Palm Coast, we're in the 60s right now. 71 in Daytona Beach, lower 70s in New Smyrna. So that breeze coupled with the cooler Atlantic, that might be one of the reasons why people are off the beaches at this hour. 82 in Wildwood, 82 degrees for us in Bushnell. Now here's a look at your pinpoint, accurate forecast.
Your forecast is sponsored by the Florida Lottery.
Temperatures overnight back to around 60 degrees, pretty close to where we should be. Average low temperatures this time of the year now. Back to the upper 50s, a little bit warmer right along the Space Coast. Again, the Atlantic moderating our temperatures a little bit. We'll start things off around 70 at the Cape tomorrow. Same deal for us in Cocoa Beach. Now tomorrow, very nice afternoon again, maybe a few extra clouds passing by. Back to the upper 70s right along the coast, low to mid 80s inland tomorrow. Temperatures get back again to the low to mid 80s through the 75 corridor as well. Drought monitor update off the press early this morning. These are released every single Thursday by the United States Department of Agriculture to kind of keep tabs on what's going on with the drought situation. And you see that nothing really has changed. If you remember from last week, certainly we did not expect anything positive to happen. We really haven't had any appreciable rain, but you see that severe drought category from the Villages to about Leesburg, Eustis, still holding on to that severe drought, unfortunately. And then we have the moderate drought, which is encompassing most of Central Florida. The yellow represents abnormally dry, where we're kind of teetering on the cusp of drought status officially. We could use the rain, long story short, and I do think we are going to have a nice dose coming by the second half of the weekend. So we're going to fast forward to your weekend now. Here is 9 o'clock. We're going to start things off dry. If you have plans early, maybe a baseball game early in the morning with the kids, think we're looking good. That's 9 o'clock on Sunday, though. That's when we start to increase our rain chances a little bit. So heading to church, you might want to pack the umbrella. By the afternoon, we're going to keep rain chances with us. I think there's going to be a couple of waves coming through that could bring some moderate to heavy rain, even the chance for a few thunderstorms with us. There's 8 o'clock on Monday. I think we'll take a short break. This little round of rain, that's going to try to slide through later in the day on Monday, and then especially early on Tuesday morning. So a couple of different things we're watching, but the point to take away is we're finally going to get, I think, a good dose of rain throughout most of Central Florida by Sunday. 84 on Sunday, just a 20% shot for a few stray showers, back to a 60% chance for rain on Sunday. That's the day I just showed you there. We're back to the upper 80s on Monday. Rain chances at 30%, 20% shot on Tuesday before we dry things out. The other thing you're going to notice, we talked about this at the top of the show, guys, we're pushing 90 starting on Monday, and that stays with us through the end of next work week.
All right, staying warm for the foreseeable future. Thank you, Jonathan. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
Coming up in the morning, a local mayor hoping people will ditch their cars for two wheels instead.
Yeah, the return of an annual event aimed at making people healthier and the environment greener at the same time.
Plus, your pinpoint weather and traffic every 10 minutes. We'll see you for News 6 mornings starting at 5.
Well, imagine the unthinkable. Your loved one collapses, unresponsive, and you're the only one there to help.
So we captured the incredible journey of one 911 operator and a couple to go from panic to power.
He just made like a real loud gasp noise, and then it was totally silent, and he was just staring straight up at the ceiling, and he wasn't responsive at all. So that's when I called 911.
911, what's the address of the emergency? My name is Holly Charlo. I'm a public safety telecommunicator. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're doing an excellent job. Keep counting with me. I'm not barking orders at her. I'm in that moment with her. I'm joining with her in her crisis.
Then I performed CPR for 6 minutes.
I was gone for 45 minutes, including the time she went 911 to the time they got the first heartbeat at the outside the hospital. They put me into a medically induced coma.
Mm-hmm. And he was in a coma for 11 days. So I went home. I went home that night. And I got down on my knees. And I said, God, I don't know what to do. I said, please give me the answer. When I walked in the next morning, for the first time in 11 days, his eyes was open. I couldn't believe it, but I got my answer.
Being able to see to meet them in person was really powerful.
I mean, you just start with the 911 call for Nancy, and everybody in the medical community said that first 6 minutes was the deciding factor. And so here we got Holly that's fairly new here, and she's going through Nancy, who's never had any CPR training, and Holly's able to go perform CPR on me working through Nancy.
Just incredible.
She could have lost him if she didn't have that help. Good stuff.
Well, thanks for watching News 6 at 6:30. You can stream News 6 online anytime on our News 6 Plus Smart TV app.
Remember, we break news at clickorlando.com. Have a great night.
Dr. Rainier, radiation oncology is actually a very old cancer treatment. It was discovered in the early 1900s that it could treat cancer successfully, and then a few decades later, it was revealed that it could also cause cancer. So where are we with the technology today?
So starting in probably the 1980s, early 90s, there were a lot of technological advances that allowed us to start to deliver the radiation much more precisely, more effectively. And that really has just continued through the present day. We're now leveraging technologies like artificial intelligence to make the treatment faster and more effective than it's ever been.
And speaking of, this piece of technology behind us is pretty incredible. This is Ethos. You were describing to me what you do to customize this for each patient.
One of the guiding principles in radiation oncology is to try to take care of every patient the best way that we can at every moment that we can. And now with a machine like the Ethos, we're actually able to tailor what we do, not just for a particular patient, but even moment to moment during the care of that patient. So usually when a patient is treated on another treatment platform, we base everything off of an initial scan, an almost ideal situation. But the reality is, as human beings, every day is a little bit different, and maybe somebody did come in with a big breakfast that morning. Things shift around. With the Ethos, we're actually able to, in real time, change all of the aspects of how we were going to deliver the treatment to make sure that the tumor gets treated, even if it's been moved to the wrong place, and still protect the other organs that are nearby from the effects of the radiation.
You're in love with this right now. You're getting great results.
Absolutely.
What are your patients saying? I mean, what are you seeing with the treatments?
They're amazed by how quickly they're able to get treated. Courses of treatment that used to take 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks, we can now condense down to sometimes as short as 1 week of therapy. Oftentimes because we're able to so carefully protect the organs that are nearby our targets, they really don't have any side effects to speak of.
Okay. You've seen a lot in your day. Does this feel like the moment when we're actually doing the treatments that are going to make all the difference in cancer treatment?
It's fascinating because the technological advances that have happened over time, there's been these huge steps that we've taken at multiple points, even during my career. And each advance has really brought the field so far forward in what we're able to achieve for our patients. And this is a huge step. Our ability to treat tumors that we otherwise really wouldn't be able to treat.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Dr. Rainier. And Ethos Therapy is available here in Orlando only at the Orlando Health Cancer Institute. If you'd like more information, you can check out orlandohealth.com/cancer.